Today, I have some encouragement for you. If you've been thinking dreams and goals are fine for everyone else, but every time I set my heart on one, I never actually end up accomplishing it. If this is your fear of never being able to follow through with your dreams and goals, then today is your lucky day because I have some tools and tips to help you out and a little motivation. If you're ready for a reset, stay tuned. A few years ago, I noticed the craziest thing happening in my life. Unlike previous years, suddenly days and weeks were rushing by, and they were turning into months and years. Have you ever had that feeling? It was like life was passing me by in the fast lane. I knew something had to change. And since I was the one in the driver's seat, I was the only one who could change it. Have you ever felt like that, beautiful dreamer? Like time is passing you by, or the months and years do not have enough space within them to actually accomplish everything that you're wanting to do, including spending time with the people that you love and value the most. That could be your significant other, your family, your kids, your grandkids. You have to make the most of this season. And those feelings can end up having a spiral effect and even bringing thoughts of failure, along with adding fuel to a whole bunch of other limiting beliefs, which we are going to talk about in a whole other podcast if you're not familiar with what limiting beliefs actually are and how to dismantle those. But for now, I want you to recognize that you are still here and you have the power to change and take control of this season that you're in. And here's the really great news. Now is the time that you get to take back that control. So, are you ready for that reset I was talking about? You may be wondering, Carolina, what actually is a reset? Well, this is when you had a plan and you had every intention of fulfilling that plan, no matter what it looked like or in what area of your life it was. Think about New Year's resolutions or your beginning of the year goals. And I bring that up because this is the easiest season for people to relate to in implementing life change. And then fast forward a few months, when suddenly you feel the shame of recognizing that not only did you not fulfill the goals that you were so passionate about January 1st, but you didn't even last a few weeks. Well, I can encourage you right here that that's most people. Well, this is the middle of the year. And this is the time of the year that we get to reevaluate what those goals look like. Think about getting the bonus card in Monopoly, getting to restart from Go, and collecting $200. I hope you're saying, Carolina, I'm in. Let's do this thing. So we are starting over, and we're hitting the reset button. In fact, this may even give you a new reason to clarify those initial goals with all of this new information that you have now. So whether you're listening to this in January or July, it's time to define what a goal worthy of pursuing really looks like. The first thing we want to determine is what motivated you into wanting to accomplish those goals in the first place. If you made the goal, there was some reason, something deep down inside of you that made you decide to pursue it. So let's evaluate that feeling right now. We've been talking about dreams and goals for a few weeks. And if you haven't already, you can go back and listen to the previous episodes. I'm trying to help you clarify what your dreams and goals are so you can be set up for success. Okay, so now I hope you have a picture of what you really want in life. In fact, I'm going to do a fun activity with you at the end of this episode, just in case you don't know where to start. But for now, ask yourself, with one of those goals in mind, was this something that you seriously wanted to pursue personally? Was it something that you felt you were compelled to pursue by others? Or is it something that you are pursuing to change your life for the better, even if it wasn't something you were crazy about? In my mind, I'm thinking health goals here. I'm not ever wanting to give up chips and salsa personally. So now that I've shared with you the 3 different types of goals, I'm going to explain them a little more. First of all, if you find that the goal was something you felt compelled to do, but you weren't really all in, now is a good time to reevaluate your why behind this particular goal. Here are some examples. Let's say that everyone at work is always harassing you because you're the last one to the office every day. So you made a goal to leave for work earlier, but that lasted about 2 weeks. And then you fell back into the same pattern of running late. These are some questions you can ask yourself. Are you changing because everyone is harassing you? Does it bother you, or do you feel obligated to change? And finally, is coming in after everyone else affecting your job security or reputation? If that's the case, then this may become a life change goal. And when you recognize that it is actually a life change goal, that will help you in turn grow into the person that you want to be, which is reliable and dependable. That will change your why from what others think of you to who you want to be as a person or as an employee. Okay, here's another one. Maybe your children or your friends have been calling you out for your potty mouth. So you set a goal and created a quarter jar for every time an inappropriate word came out of your mouth again. And this habit lasted a couple of weeks or so. It was so much easier just to stay in the habit of letting words slip out, as they always had, than it was to catch yourself and put the quarter in the jar every time. Okay, let's go back to our why. Are you wanting to change your potty mouth because you were called out on it by your kids or your friends? Or did the fact that they brought your language to your attention make you realize that how you talk was having an influence on them? Here again, our why can differentiate between just a goal that we feel pressured into or one that we actually wanted to pursue because that was the type of person that we want to reflect to our family and to the world. One of the things that I love to go through with my coaching clients is identifying their governing values. And if we are unsure of our governing values, sometimes we don't even understand why we make the choices that we do and why some other things frustrate us when they seem trivial to other people or vice versa. Let me know if you would like to hear more about determining what your governing values looks like. Okay, so you can see that sometimes goals that we feel compelled to do are actually goals that deep down we feel are right for our lives because we see the importance of personal life change. Sitting down and identifying our true why with our goals may change our urgency and the sense of accountability in pursuing them. This is the second type of goal, a life change goal. A life change goal that we choose is one where we have noticed our life is heading in a direction that is not where we want it to be, whether it's health-wise, personality-wise, financially, or even my favorite coaching discovery, which I have dubbed the How to Avoid Midlife Crisis Effect of Life Coaching, which simply means you are intentionally pursuing goals, whether they are family, career, or travel, that allow you to end up at an appointed time in your life where you're totally satisfied and not regretting where you are at that moment. My absolute favorite. Now, don't hear me say that we never stop dreaming, but when you are actually achieving your goals year after year, decade after decade, this is what truly living is all about. Creating these goals also takes intentionality. You have to know the type of person you want to be or become, and the dreams that you have for your life. A good template can be found in Ephesians 5:15 through 17, and I'm sharing this out of the Amplified Version. Therefore, see that you walk carefully, living life with honor and purpose and courage, shunning those who tolerate and enable evil, not as the unwise, but as wise, sensible, intelligent, discerning people, making the very most of your time on earth. I want to be that person. Also recognizing and taking advantage of each opportunity and using this time with wisdom and diligence, because the days are filled with evil if not. Therefore, don't be foolish and thoughtless, but understand and firmly grasp what the will of the Lord is for your life. Living life with intention takes just that, intentionality. So if you've never created personal vision and mission statements, I would love to help you do that, as well as to help you set goals that are true to the person you want to become. I also encourage married couples to create vision statements for their lives as a couple. It will prevent them from going in the opposite directions in the future if both spouses are starting out on the same page and where they want to go as a family and the family that they want to become. Instead of growing apart, they grow together. Okay, finally, those personal goals that you have a desire to accomplish in your life that are not absolutely necessary, but for some reason or another, you have decided that there's something important enough in your life to create into a pursuable goal. I'm thinking about a dream vacation or purchasing a luxury item such as a boat, etc. Some people have personal dreams that will impact others as well, such as writing a book, starting a podcast, launching a nonprofit, changing the world kind of goals. Being a dreamer myself, I could get lost in conversation forever about these types of goals. And I would especially love to hear your heart on why you chose these goals in the first place. But I will caution you, if you haven't evaluated the first two types of goals, it may be a lot like my former way of accomplishing tasks on my to-do list. Let's get the fun ones out of the way, and then the necessary ones happen. If they happen, they happen. Well, if you've ever studied time blocking, you know you have to deal with the big ones first. So let's set priority on those first two types of goals and then go after the fun ones after. Those are the most important and the most impactful on your life after all. Well, I hope this inspired you to sit down and look at some of the goals that have fallen through the cracks in your life and pick them back up. You don't have to start pursuing these goals on January 1st. Any day is the perfect time for a new beginning. And that's why understanding that I'm here for you to help you clarify, reframe, and set actionable steps in your goals whenever you are ready for a reset and a reevaluation of the goals that you want to pursue. So when you've recognized why you chose that goal in the first place, maybe the emotional moment that you wrote it down is past, but deep down in your heart, the passion for accomplishing it has never left. So let's do this together. Choose one of those goals and let me know which one it is that you're going to start on in this reset challenge. In fact, to encourage you and for a little accountability, I'm going to post mine on my Instagram page and maybe do a live update occasionally on my progress. And I would love for you to do the same thing in the comments. I want to be here to cheer you on because remember, you're not doing this alone, beautiful dreamer. That's why we're doing this together. We're running this race so we can cheer each other on along the pathway. It can seem lonely when you feel like you're the only one trying to swim against the current, but you are not the only one. We are all making better choices while we pursue our dreams and goals one day at a time. So let's be intentional. And there's not a better time to start than today. And if you have no idea which goal to pick back up and start pursuing, just like I promised, I have a little exercise for you. One of the tools that we use in life coaching is called the wheel of life. So think about your wheel on a car, or maybe a wheel on a bicycle, and all around the wheel are different spoke-like portions of your life. You can actually write these down in your journal, or if you DM me, I will send you a PDF of the one I use for my coaching clients. So these are the areas that it includes: family and relationships, work or school, depending on what season you're in, emotional, intellectual, health or physical, spiritual, and finally, financial. Now, what I want you to do is rate yourself in each of those areas on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the optimal. So let's say that you're actively going to the gym every day, you're eating healthy, etc. So you're probably at an 8 or 9 in that area, and that's fine. However, if you haven't even thought about what intellectual means since you graduated from high school, this is the area where we may pursue personal growth in our lives. Maybe you made a commitment earlier in the year to read more, or to learn a new skill, and you never pursued it. So in that area of intellectual, you're probably closer to a 2 or 3. Then this may be one of the areas that you want to start out with when you do your reset. Any of the areas that are closer to 1 and further away from 10 that you aspire to be, those are the ones that I want you to look at first and start to pursue. I hope this encouraged you, beautiful dreamer, because it's never too late to start again. And I hope it encouraged you also that you're not alone and that we're pursuing these dreams together. I've got a few 2 or 3s on my scale too. Let me know if you're enjoying all the valuable tools that are helping you to become who you were created to be and accomplish your dreams and goals. And if you could do me a favor, share this information. Invite your friends to listen in, share the podcast, and let them join you on the journey so they can accomplish their dreams and goals too. I will see you next time and continue to share timeless truths that I believe will help you live your happily ever after.